Hey folks, I'm back with another retrospective. This time I'm not putting quite as much time into it because it was a far more mundane and ordinary day for the most part compared to my first retrospective video. But today's the 19th anniversary and there's not all that much to show, so why not? Anyway, a look back at August 16th, 2004. I was 9 years old, it was my last day of summer break, and I'd be going into 4th grade the next morning. We did some boring everyday things like taking the recycling over to the center when it was on the west end of town, run some errands in Kokomo, including stopping at CVS to get film developed, so that should be a good indicator of the time period. Also, we stopped at the Markland Mall Target, and I clearly remember getting a 3-flavored icy right around the time there was an episode of Mega's XLR with the same thing. But I'm going on a tangent here. Anyway, we had our dinner of hamburger helper, lima beans, and bread with margarine. My mom was writing my name on all my new Spider-Man 2 gear for school the next day, but it was time for one last walk up to the tracks in Tipton before summer break was over. So my dad and I walked along the NS Frankfurt district for a bit. Before long, roughly around 7:05 p.m., we were over by the depot, and I remember looking up the Y that connects the Frankfurt district and IMC division, hoping to finally see some kind of motive power sitting there. When I happened to hear a horn and looked off to the east to see a headlight and flashing ditch lights coming around the curve into town. We quickly made our way trackside onto the foundation where the nickel plate dispatcher's office once stood, and waited as a long, slow NS L88 made its way over to us. Leading was NS Standard Cab -9 number 8880. Here are a few of my dad's shots of some of the graffiti we saw. So after about 7 minutes, which seemed a lot longer as a kid because I must not have seen very many slow-moving freights up to that point, the end of the train became visible and a couple rear-end DPUs could be seen. The units were NS C40-8 number 8763, which was the final C40-8 on the NS roster, and the High Hood GP38-2 number 5033. But this was another pivotal railfanning moment for me as a kid, getting to see a train up close and, honestly, at the time, pretty much the perfect way to finish off what had already been a pretty cool summer break. So while for the most part it was just like any other day, it sticks out oddly clearly in my memory to this day. Anyway, that about wraps up this retrospective. I'd say keep an eye out for more exciting ones. I promise they'll be more interesting than this one if I get around to making them.
They got the new tri-chamber super goblet.
Huh? No kidding. 3 flavors in one single cup?
And I can put stratospheric strawberry slime in all of them.